Say, you know, the front-wheel drive cars, they can control their trajectories with the throttle much more easily than with a rear-drive car, and I think for them to be starting on slicks is a gutsy call. It's going to be difficult, but it's probably possibly the right call.
Yeah, and I think they'll be able to get heat into those slick Michelins easier with a front-wheel drive car. The problem is how much the rear slides around. All right, everybody, hustle up to the fences, get yourselves ready. If you're watching around the world, slither to the front of your seat because we're about to go racing in the Road America 75, not the 120. And here comes the Audi R8 of Tyler McQuarrie. It is Sarah Robertson of Michelin who waves the green flag on her birthday and goes through underneath the starter stand. Lovely getaway from everybody at the beginning. There is spray, but not as much as I think I was expecting. And round the outside, Owen Trinkler. Now, can he get it stopped for turn one? He can. And Trinkler has pulled an absolute blinder for TGM, coming off a race win at Lima Park last weekend. What happened to Tyler McQuarrie? He's seen a lift off the throttle very early going down into turn one.
Is he on slicks?
I wonder if he's gone on to slicks. I think you're spot on, Jeremy. I think you're spot on.
And he's a championship leader. He can't afford to take too many gambles. He's got to make sure he gets the end of this race. He's going to be conservative about the first few corners, at least in any case, because he wants to make sure he doesn't get held up by taken out by anybody else. He's going to keep himself to the inside line here coming down to turn 5. People want to go around him, that's absolutely fine, but just don't take me out. That's his message at this stage.
Fantastic manoeuvre, even if it was a tyre choice thing. Owen Trinkler, he's gone onto wet weather tyres. Oh, he spun! He spun coming out to turn number 4. Owen Trinkler backwards across the track, and a masterful piece of avoidance from the cars behind him, including Akil Rapinto in the Aston Martin. And now they're going to have to wait for the whole field to go by before he can pull back on. Now the question is there, did he get a little tap as he came back on? I think the car looks in one position. It was a brilliant move at turn 1, not so good at turn 5. He just went too deep, or on the curb too fast. And how did the Mustang and Rapinto miss him? And indeed the Audi of Kenton Cook, who's come up into 4th position, make that 3rd now from 7th position on the grid. Fabulous driving by all of those guys, and now Owen Trinkler's got to do it all again.
On board here, going up the hill into turn 6, and he just carries way too much speed into the corner. Around he goes, and a brilliant job by Jake Buford there in the PF Racing Mustang to get past it. Akil Rapinto had to jump on the binders there in the Aston Martin. He might have lost a couple of positions, but I don't think there's any contact, so I think he's going to be okay.
It's Kenton Cook now in 2nd position.
Yeah. Well, we know how good he is in these conditions.
Yeah, from 7th. Remember that Audi is only 2-wheel drive, no 4-wheel drive allowed. Shane Adam will update us on who did what at the front of the field as far as their tyre choices. We come to the end of lap 1.
Can only tell about one car so far, but Owen Trinkler is definitely on wet weather tyres.
Didn't help him at turn 5, leaned on them a bit too hard. Slicks confirmed now for Tyler McQuarrie, the pole sitter and championship leader. They're expecting it to dry up very quickly, and already people are moving across the track to try and get some water on their slicks. If I'm Owen Trinkler now, I pit at the end of this lap and put slicks on. I reckon that's the ploy now from Joe Varney, side by side across the line. The Hyundai number 98 was right there, and I think Chris Miller's got by him. Yes, he has, though. The Hyundai's gone backwards a little bit. The Hyundai now down in the 4th position after starting on the front row. Nick Galante, the Audi number 23, is the best of the TCR cars. He's up to 15th overall, so I wonder if he's gone on wets then for that number 23 car, because he's carving his way through the GS field.
I think you're absolutely right, and this is
for the lead, Jeremy. Turn 5, Kenton Cook in the Europart Audi. He's gone through. Cook leads it. Shea Adam with more tyre news.
I'm pretty sure that Kenton went out on slick tyres, but I'm walking all the way down. Last pit box on the pit lane to try and find out.
Right, we'll have a look. If he is, he's driving superbly. Absolutely brilliant feel from the young man. Kenton Cook loves these changeable intermediate conditions. He's not throwing up a whole lot of spray, that Audi, and he's not leaning on it too much through the corners, but he's got lovely feel on the brakes. Remember, these GT4 cars do have ABS, as do the TCRs. Great battle at the head of TCR now with Brian Henderson right with Nick Galante. And Nick Galante is in that silver and purple car going through turn 8 now. The 84 blue and yellow, that's the Atlanta Speedworks Honda. So Audi, Honda, third place Audi, fourth place Mark Wilkins. What's happened to the 37 car? Where's the 37, the pole sitter, all the way back in 6th position for Sheldon Blackstone?
Yeah, but that's fine at this stage in the game. Brian Henderson, it's Brian Henderson, isn't it? That number 84 car. He's starting at 8th in TCR. He's up to 2nd now, and carrying Nick Galante, who started in the 3rd position. They've been side by side. They're dicing there with that the BMW in the mix there. That's Henry Schmidt in the Stephen Cameron Racing car number 88. Also the number 41 Mustang. That's been started by Fred Roberts.
Compass Racing up on the wall. Have they made the wrong tyre choice? Shea Adam.
They have wet weather tires up on the wall, and John, I just keep getting hit in the face with these little annoying raindrops. It's a hint of what is about to come.
Fabulous battle at the head of TCR, side by side there. Henderson for a moment, I think, got his nose ahead in the Honda, but the Audi's back there again, and here comes the number 17. That's Chris Miller. He's right with them as well. Extraordinary stuff, and now the Hyundai's got itself going as well. So we've almost got the top 4 together as they go past me. Henderson down the inside. He's defending now as Chris Miller in the red, white, black Audi number 17 tries to make it an Audi 1-2, and the 4 rings are shining in the late afternoon sunshine here, or what there is of it. He goes down the outside of turn 1. Can he hold on to it? He can, but he's going to have to give up the inside, and there's traffic ahead. Traffic being the BMW M4 GT4. That's the Schmidt car right ahead of him. And there's definitely raindrops on the far side of the circuit now. The wipers are on. Little touch there between the BMW GS car that's sitting in 15th position and the leader in the TCR category, Nick Galante. He's got a car between himself and his pursuers, but it's side by side between the two Audis. On the right-hand door, right on the right-hand door, the third place car of Miller is right there on Henderson. At the moment, though, it's a brilliant drive at the front of the pace by Ken Cook and by Rabinda, who's up into 2nd for Aston Martin.
Yeah, the first and the third place cars were now 2nd is Rabinda. They did both 2 minutes 31 the last time. Everybody else is 2 minutes 34 and down from there. So 2.5, 3 seconds clear of everybody else in these very tricky conditions just now.
Let's go back to Shea Adam for a little update on some more tyre choices. Shea, what have you got?
Kenton Cook is on wet weather tires, as is Akil Rabinda in that Aston Martin.
Yeah. And number 30, by the way, the pole sitter who did start on slick tyres, he's down in 11th position. He's maintained that position after crossing the line at the end of lap 1 in the left.
And Shea Adam, slicks or wets for you at the moment?
I've gone full wet setup, Don, and I'm about to even put my hood up. It's raining out here.
Okay, so we've got more raindrops on the pit lane. Battle for the TCR lead. This is magnificent stuff as they're pulling through the GS cars side by side, and the front wheel drive cars going really well at the moment. The number 41 Mustang really struggling as the leading TCR car went by at turn number 8, and that's allowed the 88 car to make up a position as well. That's the BMW M4 GT4. That was the battle for 14th and 15th. But the TCR cars having a scrap of their own. There's 3 battling for 3rd position now. And that looks to me as though the 17 has gone through into 2nd. Yes, it has. That's Chris Miller, and now ahead of Henderson in the Speedworks, the Atlanta Speedworks car. And right in there now, Mark Wilkins in the duck egg blue, the light blue Hyundai. Now we're going to get some penalties here. Yes, we are. Rod Block in the Alfa Romeo number 5. Drive through, passing under yellow. Car 12 also getting a penalty for passing under yellow. That's Ryan Nash in the Audi TCR. So they'll be in the pit lane. Remember, they can't do anything else there. What a drive this is by the number 23, Nick Galante. He's up to 15th position and picking his way through the GS cars at the moment. He's got the benefit, I think, of wet weather tyres on that car, and he's got them working very well indeed. The leading pair. Now, what money would you have got for this with 1 hour and 6 minutes to go in this short race? Kenton Cook leading for Audi, and Aston Martin 2nd for Akil Rabinda.
Yeah, well, I mean, nobody over here had ever heard of Akira Rabindra before yesterday, but he made a mark yesterday. He was second or third quick in one of the practice sessions, and he got very few laps in that car yesterday. They had a couple of different problems on that car, including a fuel feed system problem that didn't allow him to get out at all in the afternoon. Chris Wilson, his co-driver this weekend, hugely experienced, but he's got hardly any laps at all in this car. So it's been a magnificent effort by Akil Rabindra, the 23-year-old, originally from Bangalore in India, and now makes his home in Coventry in England. But he's taking full advantage of the wet weather conditions he's encountered in England over the last 5 or 6 years.
Went to university in Scotland at Edinburgh, so he'll know all about slippery conditions. The cobbled streets of Edinburgh, always difficult to find grip on, whether you're walking or driving, and certainly having ridden a motorbike up there. Very interesting indeed. Leading pair then, separated by 1.8 seconds the last time they went through. They're coming to us again now.